Happy versus Focus. It is usually a foregone conclusion, or was for many, many moons. Happy usually wins against Focus, but then came Super League, and all of a sudden, Focus was winning. And since then, since he turned 37, it's kind of a funny coincidence, Focus has been playing out of his mind great recently. Different sets of strategies, great solutions to what the enemy is doing, plus stability. There's no big flaws in his game recently. Against 1-0, he was bested, but maybe that was because 1-0 could surprise him every now and then with strategies. I don't think there's any surprises in Happy strategy, and maybe that could make it easier for Focus to read. But then we have another problem. Can he go toe-to-toe with Happy's mechanics? That's the story of this best of 5.
Happy, of course, has been, once again, incredibly successful lately with a Super League win. That was the last big success. Before that, also, he won the B Cup, reigning B Cup champion. But he's not the reigning champion of the YouTiao Cup. That's right, guys. The last one, YouTiao Cup 4. Happy only got into the semi-final. Imagine that. He lost to Fortitude, and in the end, it was Labby taking first place. Those were slightly different days back in, I think it was December. We saw that Cryptlord play there. And of course, a very different matchup. Happy, almost comes in with the Acolyte Seal. That would have been an exclamation mark. But that one goes to Focus.
This first scene already shows how close it can be between the two players. Happy arriving, saving the coil, or didn't get the vision just yet. Focus with the Ring of Protection as a first bounty. Happy got the little green in front of his base, and Focus during the tech onto the Acolytes. Let's go.
A little bit late maybe with the Acolyte move. That could be a kill right there, and it is. We got the Scouting Acolyte still. It's important to keep this one alive now. Blade Master, if he gets the double kill here, that would be sick. But Happy's on the case. He has the dust for the reveal. Really has to coil this one, I was about to say. Baiting the blade in a little bit, looking for a surround here. That would have been big. There was no more mana. But the blade gets away. The Acolyte returns. But that is a good amount of gold lost, I guess.
Exactly. Didn't rebuild the Acolyte, of course, didn't stop the tech, but he has to pull the Scout Acolyte back. What's the difference if we compare it? 150 roundabout. That's a good chunk of clarities and heal selves already. Happy continues creeping. Focus without mana, maybe a little stuck right now. Can't go for his favorite spot at the Merchant, where you bug the AI a little bit so the melee units can't reach you and you get one of the biggest items on the map. But Blade Master is happy about a lot of items, and Focus is taking the next one. Gloves of Haste, at least a little more DPS.
Happy here looking for the first big item. So far, he didn't get great damage items, which is the thing he wants most on the Lich. Damage and mana. That's what the undeads love. He knew the Blade Master was very low mana, so unlikely to be around with Windwalk, attempting the big camp. The Blade is now on the way, but a little bit too late. And that's a Soapy Mask, and that's a lot of mana throughout this game. Wonderful drop right here, and a 2-level lead on the first heroes.
Okay, not too uncommon, I'd say, with the harassing Blade Master against the creeping undead. Focus, of course, ideally would love to get some ghouls, but they got cannibalized. This is a rare upgrade. Not too rare on, like, not ultra rare on Turtle Rock. This is the premier cannibalize creep spot. Lucy introduced that. But yeah, a lot of people say Cannibalize is a little underrated, as it is good healing. It's just bad mobility. Let's see if he uses that down the road.
Did he use it already?
I haven't heard the hum, so I don't think so.
Yeah, the ghouls, speaking of Cannibalize, not sure they got their best manners growing up, right? They definitely eat with an open mouth. That's very clearly audible.
Yes,
Munch,
maybe,
munch, munch.
I don't know if the undeads are in possession of knife and fork.
Yeah, I mean, they're gnawing on bones most of the time. What does knife and fork really do for you then? Maybe to crack open the bones and eat the bone marrow? Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Well, I guess we can send Joshishi. He's an expert in bone marrow, as we learned at a dinner with him in 2015.
Gross, bro.
With the straw, buddy, I remember.
Well, different strokes for different folks. Happy here, harassing the creep. It's no secret nowadays that orcs always love to go for this hex creeping. Got Garg here harassing already. And so far, hex can be very effective. There's no Dispel yet, but the Lich is bringing it not too far away, and the DK with the steal gets the last hit and the item. Happy looking pretty good right here.
I was about to say, nice to see that undeads have solutions to the orc creeping, and then also nice to see that Focus with a couple of maneuvers and positioning finds a solution as well. But then there's always a coil, of course, amplified by that Subi-Mask. There's always mana even without statues. Now the Pendant of Energy on top and the XP on top. Like, map 1 is not looking great for Focus.
At least he gets the level up now. He's got a couple of good small items to pass around the heroes and didn't lose a Wyvern yet. It's been a slow start, not much creeping, not much experience. But if Focus can drag this out and finally get some really strong heroes late game and try to even out the playing field, I think there's a chance here. All Wyverns still are alive, and that's important. You don't want to lose those, man. They're pretty expensive.
Right on. And your main source of damage until the Blade Master comes online. What I love by Happy, Wand of Negation. It has become a staple at the mid-game. Lich brings the Dispel against these hexes, so you can free your Gargs, free your heroes whenever the Shadow Hunter is doing his voodoo shenanigans. Focus knows he has to take some risks, and there's no bigger risk than the red spot.
Alright, give us some claws plus 12, and then we are rocking. Happy creeping up as well. A little bit of solo experience here for the Lich. And I guess the third hero... Are we going to see Alchemist still? I feel like we've been seeing less Alchemist lately. But we do now see Cannibalize on the Ghoul.
Best sound, man. It's one of the best sounds in all of Warcraft. What do we got? Ring of Protection plus 5. Never bad against an Orc, because they all have a lot of physical damage. And of course, Armor protects you from physical damage, or at least weakens it. On the other side, more movement speed and more attack speed with the Ancient Django of Endurance. The TC Aura can save him a TC now, frees up the second hero spot. TC actually not that great indeed. Yeah, Alchemist might be the solution. Maybe it's just dual hero.
Yeah, for the time being it is. Hex on the Death Knight right away. He is carrying the Wand of Negation. That might be a bit of a mistake. Using the wand here against the Speed Scroll. Bad Rider's connecting again. That's the Blade Master in trouble as well, though, and he's just dead. GG, a short game for map number 1. Not even 9 minutes. As Happy has a strong start, continuing on with one push enough to finish the job. It's a Blade 2 Burrow Tech. What is this? That's very interesting. Very unusual. There's also no shop. This could be the very exotic and exciting mirror image, maybe? Ah, there's a peon moving out. I guess there's going to be a shop. Or?
Oh, one development of yesterday, and I'm not too sure if you heard about this already. Focus was playing a new build against 120. A build that I have not seen, maybe you did. It was a tier 2 expansion into Wyvern into tier 3.
Ooh, interesting. I have not seen that yet.
Ah, okay. Thankfully, I mentioned that I have not seen. I thought you were casting a bit more. Maybe he displayed it before. It looked really fragile, but once it's up, it's super powerful. 120 had a couple of losses early on. Lots of ghouls that took some tempo away, and then also some scouting issues. A couple of maps later, he did find a solution to that already. I don't know if you need a Farseer for this build, and if Focus wants to play it again, but it is now a pocket strat that he could mix in down the road.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Tier 2 Orc expansion against Undead Fast Expo, but that is not a concern for this game. Happy's playing one base, he's teching up, and he is looking to steal assets away from the Blade Master. For once, it's the other way around. The coil is there, perfectly timed with the Acolyte Scout. Blade Master still lacking a bit for that level 2. I guess he's gonna get it here. Not the greatest items so far, but of course at the market you can always go for some.
That is correct. It's not even that expensive. Happy steals 2 creeps away. There's not much pressure on this DK. He should have probably sent the mirror image around and do some chip damage, or one of the grunts. Grunts, good damage versus heroes due to normal attack type. I have not seen these mirror image starts. It's a very strong build in the late game, but doesn't give you much early game. And granted that Focus was already somewhat bested in the last early game, it's quite a volatile choice.
Also, the build here seems a bit weird. He went for 2 burrow and shop before tech, so the tech for that reason is quite late. He went for the tech early, for the shop, excuse me, early, but didn't use the shop at all. Could have just made the shop later. Could have just teched a little bit earlier, but okay, maybe. Ironing out some kinks, maybe in case of early pressure. I'm not sure, but the pressure is here now. The DK has a little bit of an experience lead, a little bit of an item quality lead. Almost getting surrounded! He is surrounded!
Voila! Okay, there is, unfortunately for Focus, a Cloak of Shadows, so DK could hide and there was no dust nearby. But a little bit of a statement that if you give Focus an opportunity, he's right there to punish it.
Yeah, that would have been sick, actually. If he gets the hero kill there, suddenly he's got a huge lead. But that cloak sometimes can be extremely valuable, like in that situation. So now we're waiting for tier 2 to finish. And I assume this is going to be just a quick tier 3 rush by both players then.
Okay, and then we'll see what units we get down the road. Focus with his most beloved Berserker. If you don't have Headhunters, this is your source of damage. We do have Critical Strike, but yeah, crits are not that high just yet. We need more claws. Happy gets a big bounty in the middle. Focus does not want to contest this at this stage in the game. The biggest consumable, and of course, as it's Happy, he got double Gloves of Haste, Claws, and big Mana Potion. His item luck never ends.
Don't you dare sell this, Happy. Stop selling those mana pots. This is a great game for Happy, though. Level 3 already, got full control of the middle, stole some last hits, got better damage items. This Blade really needs to take a trip to the mall, man. He needs to buy some stuff.
Let's go to the mall. We do have a Gloves of Haste here, and for a roaming Blade Master, this Ring of Regen would also be nice, but it's not a roaming Blade Master, it's a creeping Blade Master, and therefore not that useful. Can put it in the pawn shop and get claws for that, as you said. Beastery still coming. We stay on tier 2 for now, and it's a Blade Master TC combo.
Oh, what is this? Very cool. Focus, innovating. Is it Raiders or Wyvern? Sometimes we see a Wyvern start into Raiders. You get the damage, you get the lockdown. Nicely combined together. Starting off with Raiders, though. Is this going to be some kind of a base lane game? Very interesting.
I'm curious if this is innovation or frustration. Sometimes these two are very close together. I remember the razzle-dazzle strategy of Soen playing Shadowhunter Alchemist. That was...
That's the best name.
That was the, right? It's such a cool name. The community and I, we got together, we put our brains together, came up with the name for the strategy, and then Soen never played it again.
It does sound a bit weird. It does sound beautiful, I suppose, but it does sound a bit weird as well. This has the makings of a bit of a weird game as well. Happy is scouting. Skelly in the main sees no tech. Skelly at the expo thinks there must be an expo, but he misses the timing just by a hair. The peon now coming over. But I think Happy has the right idea.
Yeah, missing timings by a hair would never happen to me. At least not with my own hair. Is that a Spiral Expo? Not sure.
Kinda looks like it.
A little bit.
It does kinda look like it. We're gonna see later when the peons are active. It's gonna take
not
still
skipping lag day.
2 minutes. Yeah, those peons, man, they're not skipping any days. They're walking, they're doing farmers walks, they're doing chopping of trees. They're lumberjacks.
How much wood can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood is the question. Blade Master level 3 with abysmal inventory, actually. At least the TC got some armor and the first set of items as well. He still goes with Storm. So that's always an indicator that he doesn't want to go for base race, but rather straight up fights. And then the Blade Master is supposed to bring the damage in with a lack of Wyvern, but it is no lack of Wyvern. It is, as you suggested, Raider into Wyvern. And now Happy got the read with the Great Hall at halfway.
Timing is rolling. Frenzy's gonna be done at around 9 minutes, or maybe even earlier. Happy is gonna go for a third hero this time. It is the good old trusted Dark Ranger. And... Bo's just creeping. He's in no position to intercept the undead. That's a very easy cancel.
That is putting Happy on the map, and he didn't creep for like a minute 40 seconds. Focus got both of the creep spots at the bottom. Very valuable in XP. On Happy's side, there is, I think, still the mercenary camp. I'm not sure, plus the Murlocs, but then that's about it. Still, Expo cancelled, and we have to remind us that this is only focus tier 2. So, no envenomed spears, no tiny, no orb. It is going to be a bit problematic to fight undead tier 3 with that setup.
It's going to have to be the heroes overpowering, so the TC and the Blade Master combined. We indeed saw lots of creeping, good levels on them. Happy is looking a bit underleveled, but give Happy a few more levels and then he is expected to own this fight.
Well, let's see if this Blade Master can own. He got the Boots of Kel'Thas for a little bit of a damage boost. No Kodo just here, but otherwise a wild mix of Grunts, Raider, Berserker, Wyvern, and Bats as well. A little bit of Noah's Ark for orcs brought together here. At least he's starting that fashion. And Critical Strike level 2, which is automatically a good damage boost. Focus, Tome of Utility! Ah, Sacred Text! No!
+1. By the way, Destroyers can be very good against the mirror images here, especially if you have multiple. But we have good anti-air already. Happy's gonna feel forced to TP away, feeling a bit weak on the heroes, rightfully so. Losing one ghoul on the exit. But got a Raider and an Invul for it. I guess that's worth it. Now the question is, where can Happy keep going for more creeping and more levels?
Well, the top position looks quite juicy, as we got the entire creep camp there and focus. He knows this. Without Endurance Aura, storming to the north, half of the army below the marketplace. Mirror images make sure to threaten Happy away, and TC is right on time with the next Invul.
Focus with a good amount of gold here. 700. I think you should break right now. Break right now to contest the camp and to secure the expansion. This seems a worthwhile investment, but Happy is feeling a bit skittish here. Bullied away again. Blade Master crits a bit pathetic. Still not going for... Are there no claws in the shop? Maybe there aren't. They would love some.
With our advanced overlay, we have not the advantage of seeing what's inside. But yeah, supply even, inventory kind of even as well. Expo growing. It's once again at the halfway mark.
Did Focus miss Happy here? Or does he realize that he went over here? Perhaps he did. Focus now going for the base attack. Doesn't have too many raiders though. In fact, only one. So Happy gets away surprisingly with this camp for free. Claws +8. Ooh, that is really, really good. On the Lich.
How can you not be jealous of that Lich? Such a pretty dress, such a nice inventory. Focus is going for economy and statue at the same time. Got a TP out in a second. Stomp as damage mitigation. The Bursey almost stays alive, but there's always one more Coil Nova.
Not a bad attack though. That was a bit painful for Happy in the economy, losing some units, and that TP finally finding usage. And that has now bought the time for the Expo pretty much. If Focus holds the next attack, he might be looking good here to take this map.
Right on. There is surely a chance. Now, can he though? He's not in position. He got another Gloves of Haste. 4.5 on the Blade Master. 3 destroyers, and as you mentioned, the mirror images will be devoured most of the time. I really, really wonder if he can get rid of these Destros. Then the battlefield is wide open.
Oh, big yoink. One destroyer pulled in. That should be an easy kill. Bad Rider. Oh, didn't quite detonate. That's some damage missed out on. I like the timing on the Kodo, though, coming in now finally to give that big damage boost. The Devour might not be too valuable, but the statues are all up in the air, morphed into destroyers. The air battle might decide this fight.
Level 4 TC on the ground.
Yo.
Dark Ranger in a little bit of trouble as well. Focus with a 20 food lead. What a fight by Focus. Didn't start off that well with the Bad Rider gone, but the Blade with the true 20 crit. Another 160. Coil anticipated that crit. We got level 3 critical strike now on that Blade who got so much experience during the fight. Oh my god! Deleted from the game. Focus, you beautiful soul, takes the 1-1.
Dude, how cool is this? Wake up, babe. We got a new strategy in Orc versus Undead. Blade Master first. Tier 2 expansion with TC. Mirror image build.
It is a Blade Master. It is Grunts again. It is a DK. And we'll see where it goes. Hammerfall, always an interesting map. Not the greatest spots too early next to your base, but oftentimes the first skirmishes here at the Hydra with the poison damage, especially great against ghouls and usually against undead. Everyone wants to snipe the undead creeping the Hydra spots to be there and take care of ghouls. The impact of killing ghouls, very, very noticeable for orcs and night elves alike. Happy sends an acolyte out, and that one is getting killed by the creeps, so less eyes on the map for the Emperor.
Yeah, both players here reacting to each other. Happy was probably feeling out if he might be able to fast expand. But with there being a grunt, the answer is no. And he's going for a very ambitious camp early on. With 3 ghouls, that is quite creepable. Goes for the circlet early, another favorite. We'll be slowing down the tech quite a bit though, so this could be a good tech lead right here for Focus. Then again, his tech again. Not that quick. We're moving towards later and later techs, interestingly, with more burrows, more units, earlier shop and so on.
Yeah, that's kind of the opposite game plan of what it was for the past 1.5 years, where it was the faster the better. The faster I get my Wyvern and my tier 3, the better my chances are. But it is a different agenda here this time. DK level 2, once again, Pendant of Energy, alright. Blade Master again with Gloves of Haste.
And a ring once more. Not too bad, actually, especially if those mirror images soak up some damage. Dude, this would be actually very exciting. Imagine, new strat presented. Imagine it works twice against Happy. Imagine, because this looks very much like the same strat at the moment. But that's when you can also do very cool variations, when you telegraph a strategy in a certain way in the early game, and then you have a smart mix-up that the opponent isn't expecting. I wonder how deep Focus's mastery goes right here.
Yeah, when you have different branches to the same strategy, that would be insanely cool indeed. No TP cell, chat is wondering. Nope. With mirror image, you rarely do that because you don't have Windwalk, obviously, to get out of situations. So rather be safe with the TP. Army, 3 grunts. Happy continues to creep, getting closer and closer to that level 3. But once again, Life said this when he compared Focus and Lin. Lin is usually on the conservative creeping side. Focus is very, very greedy early on. And yeah, even without a Shadow Hunter, going for the Warlord here at the lab, one of the biggest consumables on the map. Life again, spoken true.
Scroll the Beast is terrible, unfortunately, against Destroyers. Unless he finds a window to use it before Destroyers, that might be hard.
Hui, DK almost got surrounded there, and this time he had no cloak. That was a little too close for my comfort, but he sees that hurt grunt, and this one will fall, as Frostmourne has a pretty long hitbox. They say never lose a grunt in the early game. Does this still count as the early game?
Yeah, I guess so. Tier 2 not done yet. Second hero's not out yet. It's the TC again. I think it's not perhaps as bad this time because he has more grunts, 2 burrow and all that. Losing 2 grunts, though, not that good. That's a bit questionable. Focus, why did you go back in there with a low HP grunt and didn't heal him with a salve? That was pretty unnecessary.
Right on, and that might result in lower creep speed. He only has the TC, 2 grunts. No lasted here this time by Happy. No damage taken there as well. TC and the Wyvern Raider have to do some heavy lifting as well. Happy gets a couple of gifts here in the mid game.
Blade Master looking pretty unimpressive again. Similar to map 2. But there are more chances. He needs some more items. Some slippers would be great. He at least got Quel'Thalas on the previous map. And his slippers here. Okay, that actually helps quite a bit. We had a high-level Blade Master earlier, made it to level 4 quickly. And Happy realized, wait a minute, you got nothing right now to hex my ghouls or anything. You have no ensnare yet. I can just easily annoy you with my units here and be a little pissed.
It's correct. That's what the undeads are there for and known for. We got slippers now. Okay, damage is rising. Happy is, of course, not creeping because he got this level 3 DK already. Waiting for the Lich. Will start his creeping phase then. Or contesting Focus even further. That's the question now. How quick is Happy adjusting? And how quick can he iron out the kinks of map 2?
Makrura last hit would be wonderful. That's the way that Happy feels, and I'm sure also Saul Apeman. But not gonna be allowed. The blade now pushing the undead away. Ring for the TC is good, but again, not too much in the way of damage.
That is correct. Well, if you you do 0 damage when you're dead, so in a passive way, this ring might add to your damage meter. Tier 3 on the way, halfway done. We switch from 1 Raider End Snare into Wyvern once again. Not too much to contest at the moment. For Happy, there's no big hex creeps going on, of course, as there is no Shadow Hunter. Quite interesting how he was able to take the fights without Hex and Heal Wave on the last map.
Yeah, the Stomp, I would say, is the key here. It is no surprise. Everybody knows that the Frenzy Ghoul timing is really strong, one of the strongest points for Undead, and so much of the weight is being carried by the Ghouls at around 10 minutes. 10 to 12 minutes, maybe, is the best time for the Frenzy Ghoul fights. And the TC with a Stomp can be the perfect counter for it. And you know what? In this case, I love this item. Pendant of Energy, it's going to be another Stomp. And if he pairs that with Mana Potions, this could be even better. But he needs level 3 real quick.
Right on. Also, if he pays attention to detail, dropping the pendant, then chugging a Clarity Potion adds to more mana regeneration. If you have the time for that, of course. Red Spot, first in the game. Big consumable, up for grabs for Focus. That is number 2. First, it was a little unlucky at the lab. Maybe this time it looks a little better. Wand of the Wind, playmaking item. Can, of course, be dispelled in the long run. Mr. Remo Demo, do you see what I see?
A Dreadlord! Oh, damn! He wants to sleep the TC, so he can't break the silence with Invo Potion. Oh.
That is correct. He had a Dark Ranger with silence. But as you say, you can use the Invo Potion against silence. You could then, of course, attack the TC and wake him up from his slumber that way. I don't know if it's extremely reliable, but it's definitely cool.
Yeah, it also makes fighting a bit more awkward for the Orc, the micro a little bit more difficult, and it's just unusual to have to wake up the TC in the middle of the fight. Of course, there's the delay as well. When the Red Lord uses sleep, TC's invulnerable for 2 seconds. Only then can you wake him up. And in that time, even if it's just a few seconds, the Ghouls can get to work.
That's right. Next consumable for Focus. Is it a big one this time? Scroll of the Beast. Man, Focus was in a relationship with Fortuna for many, many years. What is happening today?
I think they filed the divorce papers. The mail has been sent to the lawyers. Lovely time is over.
Oh man. Also not the greatest levels just yet. Happy at the shop with an invul and heal scroll. Otherwise the inventory not super impressive. Next creep spot, but contested.
Really curious to see how this Red Lord is going to work out. It's going to be hard to sleep the Blade Master, but indeed the TC is the target. And there we go, with the sleep immediately. Bat coming in, the Garg is gone, but the Destroyer is still now fighting against the Wyvern. We've got a good amount of Wyvern right here. Stomp now in, the Ghoul stunned for a short while, and Coil healing the Destroyers up. DK doesn't have infinite mana though.
Wyvern do take out the Destroyers one after the next. That is almost the last one, but Happy with the perfect timing on the Coil Destroyer. Alive, Nova wrecking these Wyvern. They have a speed scroll. Will probably get the kill, but how's it looking on the ground, Remo?
Dude, it's looking good. Focus is doing really well. He's chasing right now after the undead army. The mana's gone. There's no statues anymore. And you know, this is kind of brilliant. There's no orb on the blade, so normally statues survive a long time, but you need the statues against the mirror image, or the destroyers rather, so there's no statues actually for continued healing. This is a genius build!
You know, for a long time, we have like a little bit of a mantra here on the channel. We need Lin to show us the way. We need Lin to lead the horde. And here is Focus with indeed an ingenious build and 2-1 fights in a row. Happy needs to rely on his almost perfect mechanics to turn this around, because we got a strong Orc, we got a strong Focus, who also plays the fights very, very well and got that expo up.
He's got the TP as well still, so he can creep greedy right now. If he gets attacked at the expansion, he can TP on over. This is going to be another big item. Both these heroes, Blade and TC, of course, scale amazing. You know, normally when we see Orc armies without Shadowhunter, we wonder, oh, he doesn't have healing. How's he going to do in the late stages of the fight? Well, we're not getting to late stages. He's smashing the Undead early. The Undead doesn't have statues. Undead doesn't benefit from long fights either. This is working amazingly so far. We don't want to get too overeager here, but this is a promising beginning.
Warcraft cast is going overeager. Never. Decept is saying this is what orcs play on War 3 Champions ladder. Ooh. Interesting. Haven't heard about that too much. There is no cement, so destroyers have a banger time. Can Focus take a great fight again? He needs it.
That's a great storm to start things off. Bad Riders against the Gargs. One still, though, in the air. But we have a lot of Wyvern here. Focus trying to split them a little bit against the Nova. Sleep again on the TC. There's 1 or 2 more sleeps for him. But he's being woken up again. Stomp is again amazing against those ghouls. And the Blade's still doing some decent damage on the ground. Even if, again, his items really aren't that great.
My eyes are in the air once again. Happy as incredible destroyer micro as so often. Coil hits the Dreadlord. Mirror image again, doing lots of damage. Wyvern coming in, destroyer deleted. A
These fights look easy. These fights look easy.
Right. They do. Happy is, of course, microing is harder, but also Focus. Amazing control in the fight. Plus, what I love, he's not only focused on the micro, but he's also continuously building units. The fight started, he gets the Bad Riders in. Now, throughout the fight, he gets more raiders in. Always diversification of this army. No single counter to this orc army. It is a well-rounded, well-crafted, well-executed, and also looking really well still for Focus.
Yeah, this is the most impressive new innovative strat I've seen all year. Really, really cool. People saying it originated on War 3 Champions. Once again, showing us that War 3 Champions is the best server of all time. I was, in fact, not familiar with this. But this is so cool, man. Yeah, no Shadowhunter, no healing, sure. But the heroes aren't in trouble, really. The Blade is using Mirror Image, the TC is using Storm, that slows down the Undead, of course. But also, Undead has to kill the Wyvern first. They represent too much damage. You cannot dare to go for hero kills or grunt kills. You have to take out the Wyvern. So the Wyvern, yeah, they're protecting the heroes with their bodies. And they're not even all dying. Focus is somehow managing to win these fights and keep these Wyvern alive and just own at the moment.
Oh, Happy can't close this around. Mirror image to get out. 44 food only versus 68. Nova hits hard as it always does against Focus, but does it really matter at this stage in the game? We have heal scrolls against that Nova. Happy misses the coil. Happy misses the statue. Happy misses the game. And this is Focus on match points in the semi-final of YouTiao Cup.
Yeah, this has looked wonderful so far, but how is this evolution gonna look? Oh, it's a change up already. It's a Blade with Windwalk first. No Mirror Image. Focus is gonna go on a bit of an item hunt here early on, but it is still the 2-burrow tech with shop. So, plenty of grunts.
Okay, he is indeed going for item hunt. I thought maybe he's just going for the circlet and then into Happy's base to harass, as he oftentimes did before. Okay. When will Happy see this, and how good are the Tet Fiends against the roaming Blade Master? Tet Fiends not too mobile, especially... especially when there's no Unholy Aura just yet.
Uh-oh, Blade? What you got planned here, buddy? Are you really gonna do this?
Oh, he is above the threshold of the coil. But okay, not risking it.
This is a cool read, though. Focus was anticipating the DK to come on over. Happy was trying to creep jack at the green. Focus wasn't there. Focus instead at the shop. I wonder, did he know from the Acolyte timing that it was a Tet Fiend build? That would be incredibly advanced. The Scouting Acolyte is a little bit earlier on Tet Fiends compared to Ghoul play, but almost nobody knows the timings exactly. That would have been a crazy study point paying off. And I think this is a decent position right here for Focus. But yeah, he's going to be playing without the Mirror Image, unless he goes for a weird build here.
Yeah, or goes for a Tome of Retraining later. Maybe he gets the best of both worlds with a little investment. Get the Mirror Image later for the fights, but before roam and harass. But there's not much to harass. It's a creeping game. Orc creeping early versus Undead is something that we haven't seen in years almost.
You know what? maybe the better idea here is not go TC this time, but instead just go Shadowhunter, normal, tier 3 stuff.
Yes.
The biggest problem, I think, for the Shadowhunter is, and for the normal orc gameplay with, tier 3 Headhunters, triple hero, Shadow Sector, and all that, is ghoul build, high level DK, lots of ghouls.
Yep.
We have only 4 ghouls. There are more coming, but this is not the crazy start that we normally see with the DK getting quite ahead early on with the ghoul opening.
Yeah, Focus has shown before that he is... Oh, last hit? No way.
Didn't.
That he's willing to go into the old 2008-2009 strategy with Tri-Hero Headhunters Raider Kodo. Against Head Fiends, big fan of that strategy. Ideally, you bait Happy into a different third hero, but that will be kind of rough.
Yeah, it was initially the Ted Fiend opening, but Happy is pivoting back to ghouls. Trying to go for the bigger hero damage threat in the late game. Ted Fiends, or especially Fiends, really good against units, really good against Wyvern, but really not that good at killing Blade Master. That's where the ghouls will outshine clearly. But this is a lead for Focus so far. It's not a big one, but he's up in experience, he's up in items. He's about to lock that level 3 in. And he is going for the Shadow second.
Okay. Yeah, this could then indeed be regular play. Is he pivoting to Wyvern now? One Beastery is always necessary, way too important for anything the Orc can build. Some tactical decisions have to be made on both sides. Happy for now. Going Gargs. This is always good to have like one Garg for scouting. And against the initial Wyvern. Focus is playing tier 2 Shadowhunter Expo.
Single Bestiary, going for a bit of mercs. Focus loves the Bursey, as you pointed out. He's got another one. And he's got now a very fast Blade Master looking to intercept the Undead. There's going to be an Expo cancel, but it's going to come at a price.
Price of XP. DK is not level 3. It's actually very far from that. And, of course, the Orc is here, willing to slaughter some ghouls.
DK is not looking very impressive. No level 3, no items. Just the Lich has a little bit. Hex on the Lich. And there's... Oh, there's no Dispel. There's no Wand of Negation because he thought perhaps it was going to be a TC again. Chasing with a Speed Scroll, going in for the Hex.
Oh, there's not too much coil anymore. Happy had to make decisions prior if you want to go and heal that Lich. And he executes it with the backstep into crit. And apparently Focus ain't done yet. He's done. But it was great.
Okay, Happy here with a big move though. The Skellies were chasing the Bursey. That one dies in the main base. Unfortunately, here Focus not perfectly keeping the overview. And Happy knew, thanks to the School Scout, also that the expansion didn't get attempted again. Focus instead is on the way to tier 3. And it's making smart, strategic adjustments. From map to map, from game state to game state. He got the hero kill. He had the level lead already. He's building on that level lead now. There's going to be a crazy fast level 4 Blade Master. Unfortunately, again, unlucky with the items.
Well, big mana potion at least. Plus he got the invo potion and a little bit of mana on the Shadowhunter. Willing to creepjack. Sasquatch still up. One raider there. Lich very underpowered and he gets the last hit. Focus. What the hell is going on? There's not much mana and the coil is only level 1.
Yeah, 7 minutes 50, level 2 crit. That's pretty crazy. This is a pathetic crit, by the way. 102 crit there for a moment. Now 144. But Happy, you can't count him out yet. But what about the Lich? Hex, Focus Fire, the blade coming out of the shadows. Finally, mana potion, not in time. Gets the hero kill again.
Are you kidding me? Gets a grunt for vengeance, but that's about it. Lich stuck on level 1. 2 Lich kills on the account of the Shadowhunter, who's now level 2. And look at the confidence of Focus going for the Sasquatch here, creeping that one away from Happy's front yard.
Happy, though, eager to claim the last hit with the coil, but the Hex could prevent that. He wave first. He just wants the item. He knows the last hit is gone. Gets the item. The Lion Horn is pretty good, but there's going to be some raiders falling here. Happy knows the Lich is about to return.
Oh, DK being surrounded. Focus going for the throat. Shadowhunter has mana. Oh, no, he doesn't. He used all that mana. Now the big potion has been passed. But yeah, Lich is indeed back. Maybe Focus biting off a little more that he could chew. But now it's time for tier 3 as the TC is coming.
And we still got some creep camps on the map, so there might be enough room for the TC to level up a little bit. He just sold the pendant and the big mana potion. And the lion horn. What the hell is going on?
He needs money, man. All the nice adjustments that you get from orcs on tier 3. It almost smells like a tiny, but no, it's just orb and berserker upgrade. And now he's broke again.
Blade Master only +8 at the moment. This is not too impressive. The Coda Aura is gonna be helping. But yeah, it's taken a while to build back to the decent army. Oh, Purge on the Lich. Nova on the Blade. Low HP now. This is gonna be the camp. Going to Happy finally. And it seems like Happy is starting to take more control.
Let's see what the TC is changing. A little bit of healing necessary. Shadowhunter levels and necessary. Damage items necessary. Shadow gets the flute. I guess it's a little bit of damage of Blade Master against destroyers, but that's about it. Very, very, very unfortunate. And a more than solid chance for Happy to bring us to game 5.
Yeah, Kaiga's Pipe is going to be working in his favor here. This is going to be fantastic. More level ups around the corner. DK about to hit 4. But the Lich, thanks to all those losses, is pretty underleveled. Not level 3 for a while. But Dark Ranger and Lich might hit level 3 at the same time. They get the same amount of experience right now. That's going to be huge power increase.
And of course, we got a Dark Ranger that is extremely strong against Berserker. And this is the #1 unit that Focus is building currently. Not a good sign for the late game. TC got a little bit of extra HP. That is lovely. Apart from that, shop control by Focus, getting the second Invo Potion, but Happy is ready for a fight. Focus is not.
Yeah, he really isn't. TC needs level 2. Shadow needs level 3. Happy has the power move at the moment. Getting a little bit more experience. He may not have the level 3s on his secondary and third hero, but DK's looking strong. The army's looking strong. Focus needs more time. A lot more time.
The skeletons, man. The amount of skeletons is crazy already, and the fight didn't even start yet. Just prep work. Red spot available. First one went to Happy already. Focus. Yeah, does he want to contest this? I think it's too early to fight, but maybe it is urgent, and maybe he got a Hail Mary play here.
Hoping for a yoink on the end snare. Didn't quite get it. Awkward position. How do you go in here? You need a speed scroll to get in. Doesn't even have one.
Hell, he used it before, I think. Now, item is gone. Oh, not gone, but most of the XP is gone. What's the play, Focus? He seems a little unsure himself. See, say so in the chat. If the blade doesn't split, Orc must quit.
In the Don't Rush Me Cup, we certainly saw the mirror images doing a lot. And also today, this Blade Master has not been very impressive so far. Although, he is rocking +17 now, thanks to the Kodo. And that's the big level ups. All of a sudden, Focus is looking a lot better. Level 3 Shadow, level 2 TC. Map's almost crept up.
Well, that's the good news for Focus. The bad news, though, is that Happy also got the 4-3-3. And I would argue 4-3-3 is better than 4-3-2.
And especially that Dark Ranger. We touched on it earlier. She is the most terrifying part, actually, of the army with that Black Arrow against Berserkers. Orcs have been trying to outsmart her, get away from that problem in many different ways. Including Wyvern, including Mass Kodos, including Turtle play with towers and so on. But this now seems to be a great setup for the Dark Ranger. I'm seeing lots of Bersies.
Oh, looking like a car crash in the making. Happy coming from the left-hand side. Focus had a lot of gold. Maybe he was flirting with the idea of a tiny reveal to see if there's any shades, I guess. But no, not happening. When is Focus Army coming? Happy is ahead in levels, in supply. But Focus might get some crits. Damage is crazy, unhappy.
Lots of hate's gonna go to him again. Blade Master under-equipped, TC under-equipped, Shadowhunter, whatever. It's not a great position for Focus, but a good fight. A hero kill, some good crits, and perhaps especially good stomps might win this game. If we drag this out a lot, if we get to level 5s, that's when the Blade Master can oftentimes start dominating. But again, the question is, can he do it with this inventory? You know, it's always fun to see the Blade Master highlights, you know, and it's just one crit after the next, 300, sometimes even 400 in Don't Rush Me Cup. but he is very item reliant. And if he doesn't have those items, it's a different story.
Yeah, that is right. We also don't have bats against this air. We don't have Wyvern against the Destroyer. We might not have a TC anytime soon. That Storm was not that great, hitting only 2 units. Tried to prevent the coil. Raiders falling quickly. Nuke continues. TC, how are you supposed to get back? We gotta say, though, the Headhunters do have some damage uptime. Or should I say did?
Yeah, fighting in the main base here. The birds are helping out a little bit. The shop can be of help for the Orc. Happy doesn't care, though. He's just running through this army like a hot knife through butter. Berserkers died. Plenty of them already. The TC falls as well. The Orc here doesn't have the firepower, it seems, to keep up with the undead.
Last one, last try. We have a Hex ready. We need a heal wave and an invuln, but the heroes are just simply not dying. Happy doesn't want to risk it, knowing how far ahead he is. Triggering another heal wave. Focus is alive, but barely.
Yeah, he's on crutches. He's about to fall into a wheelchair. He is close to keeling over. This is survival, but perhaps not for long. Happy is on the way over immediately. He's low mana, but isn't it nice to have a Catgust pipe? And he's taking the Invo potion here as well. Not gonna be available to focus. Only has 1 left on the Shadow.
420 Blazed already in March for Happy. 10 food ahead. TC needs some time to get back. We get a Temple and a Ghoul armor upgrade. Interesting. A Temple.
Okay, a little bit of curse is always nice.
What about Necros though, Remo?
I mean, they're cool.
They're cool.
And they build fast, and that's the best things about them.
Well, they're cool. Well, you don't have that many corpses, I guess, with Black Arrow and Perfect Control. Blade Master
126
Shark.
126 crit. Do we have to say more? That ain't it. That ain't it.
Not yet. No. There's no marketplace and there's no items left. In the fights, he will be boosted by a Kodo. TC is back, but also nothing to creep.
Oh. First hit purge on a statue. Who would have thought? No kill though.
Focus is trying to squeeze out every dime out of that gold mine. We have 4 minutes of mining still. He can't do this for 4 minutes. He'll be dead. Got the money for a tiny, but it's kind of an obvious Hail Mary.
TC is close to 3. That would be a big level up, but first he needs to get a bunch of kills before dying. Not that easy to pull off. The paper TC as well. Whenever there's no rings on the TC, he is squishy. As we saw before.
Seems like he has some other dates this afternoon. Going into the Orc base. Focus very, very late. Started to spend his money. I wonder if there's some potions still. A heal potion at least. He still got 600 gold as he was so greedy. Trying to yoink some units, but everything is clumped up. The great invites for Novas. And the skeletons, of course. Free units that take a long time to deal with.
Focus looking a bit terrified here, huddling in the back of the base. He's hoping for Happy to overextend, push all the way into the burrows, and then maybe the burrows can aid in the defense here. Focus now being pulled out of the base. 1 Banshee taken out, but there's a replacement. The blade is cursed already.
Yeah, and it lasts for 30 seconds on heroes?
Yeah, something like that.
It's crazy.
Going over again. Raiders taken out. No Ensnare now to be worried about anymore. TC trying to line up the perfect stomp. He is still silenced. Breaks it now with the Invo Potion. Good one on the ghouls. That's level 3. Big level up there. TC almost has 2 stomps left. And the blade on 11 hit points. Barely saves himself to the back.
And now the shop is on the opposite side, waiting for a heal wave, but there is none. The TC dies for the 2nd time. There were hopes for a focus 3-1, but you thought wrong about Happy. He will not give this up. He pushes it to game 5, doing some nice adjustments, and the 2 Lich losses in the mid game, after all, didn't even matter that much.
Thank you very much for the sub. Indeed, we're seeing the same build again. Happy with the Acolyte Scout. Going deep in the base, he wants to see, is this the same again? Yep, it's the 2 burrow. Okay. Lots of grunts, lots of creeping. Perhaps a mirror image.
Not decided yet, but he will in a second. It is mirror image indeed. He doesn't show it to Happy yet. He holds back. I think that's nice, man. It's just a tiny little touch. The body block also lovely, as Happy wanted to drag out the Berserker. And we got another sub, Bear, who has his birthday 2 days prior to me. Thank you.
Bear the legend. Hope you're doing good, buddy.
It's not that bear. It's not the bear with the 4. It's another bear. It's another. There's a lot of bears. But all bears are awesome.
Who's the mama bear?
I don't know. Maybe next time when you are with a bear in a car, you can ask.
Thank you, the flip, gifting us up to Ambivan. Happy now knows about the mirror image. It has been revealed. Acolyte is being pretty annoying here. Bought some time. Creeping continues. And Happy indeed is creeping faster. Got some claws already. Blade again. Got a ring.
And the DK again got a claw. That's the story of this series. And the second one as well. Mamma mia. Zendorian, thank you for the tier 1. Yeah, this is the story item-wise of this entire series. Blade under-equipped. The Lich always stacked. This Sasquatch will still give him another item, but it takes a long time. Gloves of Haste, okay.
At least it's not a ring. It's something.
At least it's not a ring.
DK now feeling strong with the ghouls and skellies. He can creep very quickly. This is scouted right away. It's a big camp taken away. This would have been level 3 for the Blade. Really smart creep route here by Happy. Of course, it was the same start as well, so it's level 3 for him also. And that is a little bit more damage. DK right now, plus 15. This DK is a slugger at the moment.
Not that easy. Thankfully, Focus is not playing Headhunters. He can hunt them down single-handedly. Focus already feels the need for risky creep spots, and Happy has the perfect read again.
No speed scroll here to get out, by the way, but there's a TP. Might be necessary, even.
Careful, there's Bash around as well. Mirror images applied nicely. And Happy, not super confident, I feel. Pulls back a little bit. DK versus Blade. Coil versus Crit. And so far, it seems like Happy is on the luckier end. Yep.
He was hoping to use mirror image to dodge the coil. GG!
Oh, no.
What an unceremonious end! Oh, not even 5 minutes on map 5. Happy maybe cracked the code throughout the series. We had some glimmers of hope in here. Maybe there's more hope for this strategy long term, but it's not gonna be the big W today.
Happy's such a party pooper, man! And he's unfortunately really good, so who can blame him?
I think it's not like we knew this was coming, but we all knew this was a possibility. This has happened many times before. There's one map that doesn't go well for Happy. There's 2 maps that don't go well. It seems like a hard puzzle to crack. And then there comes the puzzle master.